Hello, my name is Matthew Trabosky. I'm going to walk you through my app. To get to this app, you do have to go through this first Matt Trabosky's homework. I have that organized for all of the work I've done for this class so far this semester. So just to give an example of the register feature, let's make an account. I'll name it b at b.b. Username is going to be B. Password, suggest a strong password. Yeah, it looks like a good strong password. So we're going to register that. I'm going to save that in my Firefox so that I don't have to actually come up with passwords and remember this stuff. I don't always store stuff in Firefox, but the accounts that I'm making for this don't mean a ton to me. Might never access them again. So I'll walk you through some of the things that this account can do. It can set a first name, it's going to be B. Its last name is going to be BB. Update profile, and now it remembers B and BB as the first and last name. This might get a little bit confusing with the username of B too, but it's okay. Use this current password. I'll suggest a new strong password for this. See if I can update the password too. If you change your username, email, first name, last name, it was updated successfully, password reset. That's wonderful. I can also toggle my privacy on and off. But this doesn't have too much effect on anything. The only thing that it could possibly affect is the admin, but I decided that admin should be able to see all accounts. It is, after all, the highest ranking role that I have on here. So yeah, I do have privacy going to a table. So I'll actually show you my script for it. Profile. So I'll check this getPriv method. And this will probably have proof. Yep, select priv from users, where users equals ID. So that's how I'm getting that's proof that's how I'm getting the privacy every time over here. So I do have that account. I do have that column in my users, and I can get from it. Let's create an account. Let's create a checking account. Try it out. Let's try out a $4 checking account. That won't work because there's a minimum of $5. So let's make it a $90 checking account. It redirects us to the account page with a success message. Your new account is this. You can see it right here. We can even see more info. we have the option to close the account. We can filter between two dates. I'll go through that more when I have more transactions to show you. I'll probably switch over to a different account for that portion of the presentation, because I'm not going to show you me making a bunch of transactions just for no reason. So I'll switch to a different account to show you the pagination and the sorting. So once again, with the savings account, if I try to make it say $2, deposit must be at least $5. So we'll make this an $88 savings account. Create account. And there it is. It even has an APY of 5%. If you're interested in seeing my interest function, I already have it loaded up over here. This runs on login, and what it does is it gets the date difference between the current timestamp and last time it got it and last time it updated for every single account where the last APY is more than 1 month ago. In retrospect, I don't need this check anymore, and where user ID is equal to ID. In retrospect, I don't need this check anymore because this should always generate this function right here. This should always generate the correct amount of interest, even if we're dealing in fractions of months. Even if you keep coming in at random intervals, it should accurately be able to add the interest even with fractions of months. That doesn't mean it's compounding. You might think that means compounding continuously, but this is an actual formula. The only thing that might cause problems is the fact that you'd be rounding so often. But yeah, if you recognize this formula, it is the same formula that you would find if you looked up interest formula. It's a continuous. This formula is continuous and differentiable, which means that's some Calc 1 talk, but it is a continuous function that runs through that appropriately goes through the points at for interest every month. So bottom line is that this formula will always be correct. Well, including this. So after that, I get after that I do all the stuff to update all the accounts. Or after that, I create the transactions, and then I update the account's last APY to the current timestamp. Something else that's worth noting is that this last APY, even for accounts with no APY, this won't run, so we won't have to worry about this running for accounts without an APY. Anyway, yeah, we can see more info for this too. We can see its APY is actually listed here now. We're going to take out a loan. Now this is something that I kind of messed up on. This will be correct. It won't let you, the deposit will have to be at least $500, so we can make it $500. And this all looks well and good, but here is where I messed up. These negative numbers you see. And the reason that is because in, where is it? That was in, project. That was in transactions. So you'll see I check if the account type is equal to loan. But the thing is that this is a lowercase l, and I used a capital L for the account type, which is why these balances aren't showing correctly. So that's pretty sad, but I'm not going back to fix it right now. I'm already on Windows, and I gotta do this presentation right away. I mentioned that I'm already on Windows because everything else is back on Ubuntu. All of my real work, I don't even have my environment set up properly in Windows yet, which means we won't be getting to see any actual, we won't be getting to see the tables of my database. I would have liked to maybe use that as extra proof, but we won't get to. I'll show you the withdrawal. The withdrawal works. Doesn't work for negative numbers. Positive non-zero numbers. So we'll make a withdrawal of 1. I want money for candy. That's good. Successful transaction. I want money for candy. If we go to, we'll also make an extra deposit to our savings account. Here is another issue. It's showing the loan account right here. I decided to go at my loan account from a point where I just wouldn't include it when getting the accounts for the list, as opposed to actively avoiding withdrawal transactions or transactions of the sort. As it turns out, this is not a proper way. This is the kind of thing that works in Python. If we, I set $loans to false inside of the parentheses because I was curious if this $loans equals true would set to false. If I could set that to false from outside of the function and not have to worry about setting the other optional variables that lead up to it. It turns out that I couldn't do that, and I didn't realize that I couldn't do that when I updated it accordingly. So once again, that's another easy fix by just typing in the according parameters, but it's not something that I'm doing right now. Actually, this is a deposit, so we are supposed to be able to see the loan. Nevertheless, deposit $10. Store this for me. Successful transaction. Store this for me. We're going to go home. We're going to look at the accounts. We're going to look at these transactions that I've made, and they're accurate. This one is not. Neither of these are correct. So I'll show you the way that I'm updating my balance and the way that I'm getting my final balance. So I am getting my, we'll show you my transaction function. Control F, transaction. So this was kind of a mess making my this might be why, because I made this transaction originally. I just had a transaction function. Then I abstracted this into transaction and transaction prep. In retrospect, this is making it more complicated. The loans really threw everything, created a big mess. And I'm thinking that this is from me not tying up the loose ends. I am updating my balance correctly with the select the sum of the balance change. And I am directly getting the balance from a select statement. So this in particular, I'd have to look into more. I'll show you an internal transfer. You can internal transfer to the same account. I made sure of that. Successful transaction. I need money in savings. My accounts. And yeah, it got $5 from I need money in savings. Go back. Accounts. This one lost the $5. I need money in savings. Yeah, this is not. It's taking the same number. It was updating fine for a little while. So the last one is external transfer. So I'm going to transfer to last name Trebs. This was autofilling before. Oh, here we go. BFQ3. Let's give him $6. Memo. Happy birthday. A transfer. Successful transaction with memo. Happy birthday. If I try typing some other last name with this same account, this won't work. error finding account. If I type in the correct the correct last name with the wrong last 4 digits, this won't work either. Error finding account. Log out and we'll go to the admin account so that I can show you guys some of the admin things. This pagination is not correct, obviously. What I'm able to do from this, I didn't get to fix that pagination. What I'm able to do from here is I can click use this account, and now I can commandeer, and when I go to my accounts by default, it'll show the accounts for the account that I took over, the account that I clicked use this account. You're now on the account of MT393 at NJIT.edu. You still have all of your admin privileges. So I can still create accounts in this in this account's name. Let's make it a deposit of 777, lucky number. And there's your new account is this, and yeah, I was able to make an account in this in this guy's name as an admin. So I'm going to go to this account because this was the account that I did a lot of testing on. So this account has a lot of transactions, accounts in general. So I'm going to search B. Let's just look at this user's accounts. So it's finding all of this user's accounts with the letter B in it. But I could also go all accounts, B. And these are all of the accounts with the letter B somewhere in it. I could also just go back to this user's accounts with an empty search. And now I have access to the normal accounts. I'm going to withdraw from this us checking account. Withdraw us. Withdraw is going to be $4 because that was we're closing this. That was its total. So made that transaction. My accounts. From here, go and I can close the account. I can do this on the actual, and it says you have closed the account, and you can see it doesn't show up here anymore. I could do this on the actual M3 Bashi account, but I'm doing this on the admin for mobility and to save time. If you go see, we go to the end, account's not there. You got a man down. So I can also go to an account and freeze it. Or, actually, this is a good time to show you that this pagination is missing, I guess. That ought to be fixed too, but we'll look at some dates right here. So we'll go from the 29th to the 2nd. 29th to the 2nd. Filter, and the filter is working appropriately. You can only see accounts from the 29th to the 2nd. You can filter by deposit. We can only see deposits. You can filter by deposit between due dates. So let's go between the 28th and 27th. 27th, 28th. So this 30th will get cut off. And what do you know? It was. If you want to just select the start date, you can. If you wanted that, see, you got all those dates back. If you just want to select an end date, you can. All those dates all those most recent dates got cut off. You can also toggle freeze. This account has been frozen. So now if I try to do it, you'll see that before it was the first account on the list, just like it is right here, DFR. And now you'll see that if I go to deposit or withdrawal, it's not on the list anymore. Normally it'd be the first one, but it's not here. It's frozen, can't interact with it. I also have I think you can external transfer to an account that is yours. BFQ3. So we'll try and make this transfer. It has an error finding the account because even though that account exists, it's frozen. I just log out. I can toggle active. So here, now this account, I just made that account inactive. I can search by search. Now there's only that account. If I log out and I try to go into that empty 393, sorry, this account is no longer active. I believe that's all. I've shown you closing accounts, I've shown you inactive accounts. Oh, so the reason that there's nothing here is because this admin account just doesn't have any accounts. You can make an account for it. Create an account. Now it has an account. This styling is something that I would have also liked to work on towards the end, but I can spend literally all day on styling. So it's not a very good time investment, especially when I do still have these functional issues to take care of. I think that's all. So take care, have a wonderful night.